Initially, my understanding of the backbone is accounting, finance, IT, and HR. But by working here, I finding a lot broader, than just be accountant, and also all the support required actually to support a community organization.
Yeah, so the backbone functions and departments, we do a whole lot of stuff in the background that people don't necessarily think of in terms of how things work in an organization. For example, payroll. We do things that have to follow legal and compliance requirements, and we're the team that sort of take that burden and take that responsibility, and it's more so managers and kaimahi can work at the ground with our whānau, implementing plans and strategies to get really good outcomes. The biggest challenges that I find in my time here at Waiparere and just in general is trying to translate the vision or the dream and the story of where we're wanting to move forward to into a financial framework. So it's very easy. We get so many passionate people talking about we want to do all these amazing things and we want to change all these lives. And my job was to go, okay, so how much will that cost? And they like to go, oh, I don't know, we just want to get here. And I'm like, cool, my job is to map those steps, put some dollar signs next to it and allocate resources most efficiently and effectively. So trying to work with managers and work with kaimahi and just work with anybody in general that's going to be a part of that vision and that plan, and so trying to map back and realign the story to a financial dollar, putting that into some sort of budget, and then obviously monitoring that budget and keeping people accountable for what they're spending. Sometimes that can be challenging just because not everybody's an accountant and not everybody is familiar with this process. But we've found through being quite persistent and just being quite encouraging and spending a lot of time with our managers, I spend quite a bit of time with our managers, the more they start to understand what we're wanting and the more I start to understand what they're wanting. But that's probably one of the challenges that I face in this setting.
I think in adding to what Alana said, my challenges is an additional level from Alana on day-to-day basis. For me, it's getting the interest, from people in numbers. That's a real challenge for accountants, because here is passionate about what they do. Sometimes they don't care about how much money they spend. It's just a dollar sign. It's just a very nice thing at the background. But unfortunately, everything have a dollar value, towards that. So that's one challenge. But at the same time, because of significant growth we had in past decade, I think, as well. And so it's I call it as growing pain. So the growing pain, need managers, leaders, and also kaimahi to understanding the implications. We have the dream, we have the growth, but at the same time, how we're able to sustain the growth, that's a challenge, I think, for everybody at the moment. For me, the highlights, working for a commercial entity to an NGO sector, I'm able to basically taking my knowledge to help the people, in the community. That's really highlights for me. When we started with surplus is evil words, now people understanding we do need those reserves actually helping to achieve the dreams. That's my highlights for the organization. And since I work here for more than 10 years now, one of the highlights is that we are doubled our turnover, more than doubled, and also we achieved unqualified opinion since I'm here. Personally, initially I working here just my career stepstone, basically. Then in my life, something happened, vulnerable phase as well for my life. And I really, and as accountant, understanding basically the value for NGO like this in the community, for me to getting through that phase to, it's really highlights for me to working here.
And I guess some of the highlights for me, I guess at the organizational level, is just seeing some really cool initiatives being run out, especially through our innovation programs. They're really completely different to what anybody else is doing. I've really enjoyed being a part of that and just experiencing that. I think the build of our Whanau Centre was amazing, a place for the whole community to come and get help, chill out, have a chat, have a eat. That was really cool. On a work-wise, at a personal level, I really enjoyed being a part of the team that did the establishment of the commissioning agency, now known as Waka.
I'm thinking they just need to have the right mindset. This is an NGO sector, right? And if you're looking at the big dollar value, I don't think this is the place, you're going to come here. But if you do want to make a difference for the community, you do want to make impact on people's life, this is the career path you should choose. And also in the NGO sector, I think normally you'll see when people do a lot of things for smaller organization as well. Here you'll be able to learn a lot of skills, a lot of things you're not able to do in a big corporate, just one people doing one thing. So you have a lot of varieties. You have a lot of people willing to working with you, even they have a different background, different education, then you're working as a family together. I think if that's the environment you're looking for, I think this is the place you should work.
And I guess everything that Christine said is pretty much everything that I was going to say. If anything to add to that would be NGO sector, Whanau Ora sector. I think the organisations in the workforce are a little bit more flexible around family commitments. You might not common jobs in your backbone like accountants, sometimes legal, lawyers, things like that. They don't get flexible hours. They're working 10 to 12 days. So that's been a massive advantage for me with my time working here. But yeah, everything else Christine said is just know what you're coming into when you're coming into NGO. You're not working for the dollar, you're working for the community, you're working for the bigger picture, you're working to make the dream happen.